too. I was just going on a channeling, and I want to finish that channeling before I go out. When you are not ready to receive everything what is in store for you, you know, your body and you can't handle it. So you need to let go of all the old things before everything can come in for you. And it comes all at once, you know, everything comes in at once. You don't have to think about it, you don't have to wonder about it, you don't have to make decisions, you know, because it's there for you, you know it. So when all these things are coming in, and people can tell you otherwise, you know, don't let yourself be influenced by the meaning and by the things other people say to you, because they see or hear things from their own pain, from their own perception. So don't let anything and anyone interfere your union or your journey. So because everybody has a different perception, everybody sees the things different. Some people want to, you know, warn you about things, and a lot of it is also their own feeling of what their past was. You know, if somebody says, oh, that person is not good for you because this and this and this and this, you know, it's not their experience. Maybe you have to learn something in that relationship or in that situation that is for you to learn. And sometimes it's coming all at once. And it's huge. I can tell you it's huge, I hear. It's huge. So the divine feminine creates a storm. Okay, there you go. I have one card here. Higher heart activation. Dropping shields, divine love, and your heart is healed. Divine masculine, that is beautiful. You go through a portal. Your heart is healed. Your higher heart is healed. You know, you can drop your shields. You can drop the fear, everything what is going on in your life, you can drop it, because there's so much going on in your life at the moment. So memories of Atlantis. Wow. Divine feminine. It's divine feminine that gets the card of Atlantis. The crystal castle. You're going back to the crystal castle. Memories of Atlantis. That's a spiritual. You get a spiritual acceleration. I can't get out of my words. This is too funny for words. There is progress and technology coming your way. It could be that you're having progress in technology. Maybe you're going to work with AI, or you're going to work with other technologies from a spiritual realm, not just with the technology that's going on the earthly plane right now, but with a higher vibrational energy of technology, like crystals, like fossils. You know, you can work with that kind of energy that comes from a higher frequency, and it has work with your ankh. If you have an ankh, divine feminine, work with that ankh, because that ankh will help you to transmute your energy to other planes And it's a key. It's a tree of, it's the tree of life that is a circular energy. So go there, go to that memory of Atlantis, and let that support you. I have another card for the Divine Masculine. I call Stellar Gateway Activation. You have infinite potential and you manifest the vortex. So Divine Masculine, not only the things are calling you, but the pyramids of Egypt are calling you to go to that portal. You know, it could be that you have a stellar activation, that you're connected with Orion, that you that there is infinite potential for you when things are coming there, when you're going there. You are stepping through a manifestation portal. So if you are going through that portal, everything will come your way. And just what I told you, you know, for the Divine Feminine, everything can come in one go. It's also the same for the Divine Masculine. If you're not doing your work, you know, and you're not doing your inner work, and everything will be on hold till you're ready to go through that transformation, to go through that deeper inner core, to do the work, so it can let go, because you're holding on to things that are not yours to carry. You know, it's the ancestral energy that asking for letting go. You know, and when you do, and when you let go of all these things, you know, the whole world starts to shift and change. You can walk through that portal, you get activated, and everything what is in store for you will drop, bomb, at once, because you got a healing. Merkaba activations for the Divine Feminine: transcendence, ascension, and you are rising up. You know, you are rising up, and that is the Merkaba. It's the vehicle you can travel through the universe. You can go, you know, when those two triangles starts to shift with each other, and you create a vortex, but you also create a sphere around yourself, around the place, and that place where you make a vortex activation is be protected. So know that everything what comes in that sphere, what comes in that Merkaba energy is protected, and it starts to, you know, become bigger and bigger and bigger. So know that you're working with the Merkaba, that you activate places, that you are traveling through space, portals, and timelines. You see the whole universe. You can go within portals, out portals. You can, you know, go to wormholes. You can do it all, you know, to work with those energies, take those energies of light, of source, coming back in to your existence, and take it back to the earth, and ground it there. And then you spread all that light. You spread all that light over this world, and not only for yourself, but also for the union. You know, we are talking about unity, and you see more division, you know, and try to distort and to you know, to divide energies. And there is one side is working in unity, and the other side is working in division. So I'm like, you know, what kind of world are we living in? You know, we all want to live as one. We all want to create the things for each other, so it's possible to work through things. and to work with each other instead of work against each other. I have the spider here, the spider and the web, weaving the web, weaving the connections, making connection, weaving the web. You know, it's the spider for me. It's always, sometimes the spider, it's, I don't think it is in this card. I will see what the spider means in this card. I'm working with the Michael Oracle deck now. Let's see what the spider means. The web of fate. See the bigger picture and have patience. That's for the divine masculine. And it's also, sometimes the spider is also fearing the feminine or the mother energy, fearing the mother or the father, the mother wound, fearing the mother wound. Sometimes it has to do with the fear of mother. But in this card it has a totally different meaning. So if you are not having a good connection with your mom, you know, it could be that there is a fear behind it. That is actually fear of being trapped in that web, you know. And you have to look at it, because sometimes the mother can be very possessive, and you know, they want to hold their children, especially when it's the masculine energy, because it's their first love, and for the son is the mother the first love. So there is that kind of possession, and they want to let go of it, you know. And they are doing their whole life letting go of the mother. And the fear when the feminine comes in is being trapped again by the mother energy. So yeah, it's a very complex and psychological meaning behind it. But this has a totally different meaning, and I really like this meaning. You know, it's the web of faith. Have faith, see the bigger picture, and have patience. So that's actually what I also told, you know, if not all the things are working for you because you didn't do the work, or you know, you didn't do your inner work, and everything starts to stagnate, and then you start to do the work, and then everything comes at the same time. You know, your abundance, your love, your joy, your happiness, your prosperity, new alignments, new people, new work, you know, a new house. Everything comes at the same time. And then you know you did the work, because you let go of so many stuff that it's time for new to come in. And it never comes in portions. It's always go, okay, the portals of heaven are opening and saying, woof, you know, as releasing a bucket of water over you as abundance. You know, it's really, really amazing what is happening here. So, yeah. Well, I'm so happy with my new cards, because I gave my old cards, or my other cards, I gave them away because somebody in the Netherlands really loved them, and I said, okay, take them. And luckily for me, I had the last deck, so there will be a new reprint, and I'm looking forward to that one. Two cards for the Divine Feminine. Stress and loyalty. I see the swan always as purity, you know, going from an ugly duckly into a swan, you know, letting go, very loyal, you know, loyalty, monogamy, But also I see, don't stress yourself out to the max. You know, if you feel tired or you feel drained by the energies of what's going on at the moment, by the Schumann resonance, by the solar flares, if you feel burned out, or you take a step back, because you're going to the max. You took the max already out of yourself. You took the max already out of yourself. And when you are taking the max out of yourself, you know, there's nothing to left to have as a reserve. So make sure that you're not burning yourself out by stress, by the things that you need to do. You know, if those energies are shifting and they're so intense, you know, take a step back, you know, or go to the water, go to the beach and replenish yourself. You know, that's what you need to do, because those energies are so strong, and we are so sensitive for those energies that will totally complete your energy. Stay awake. Stay awake, because I know that those energies are created to get us to sleep. So we won't see what is going on the other side of the world, what is not going on in this world, what is not going on within us. You know, don't. It's okay to feel it, but work with it. Go and meditate. Don't go to sleep. That's the only thing I say. Don't go to sleep, because that's what the dark side did every time again, to get the people into sleep, so they won't see what is happening. So you know, don't get yourself to the max. So don't get yourself overexposed. So maybe you get too much sun radiation. That's also possible, you know. And let's see what this card has to here. Reaching your limit, overload and stress. When you're reaching your limit, you need to meditate. When you reach your limit, you need to go within your heart space and you reduce the stress that you're giving yourself. You give yourself the stress. You know, just take a step back. And let's see what the swan has to say here. To be content and happy with oneself. Well, you know, that's exactly what happens when you're connected. When you're doing your work, when you're working with the Merkaba, when you're working with the other stuff. Don't stress yourself out about nothing. You know, it's time to be happy with who you are. And you are a beautiful, beautiful person. So, you know, go in that space, enjoy yourself, work with yourself, and transmute the things that needed to transmute. Cathedral for the Divine Masculine. Then I hear bells ringing in my ear. Let's see what this card has to say. A place of gathering and having a common purpose. So cathedral was a place for gathering before it was the temple. You know, it's a place where people come together, where they have the same vision, when they have the same feelings of creating. You know, out of that cathedral, I'm almost choking on it. It's almost something like making a bridge to another world. You know, the cathedral is also a place where you connect with spirits, where you connect with other people, where you make connections, where things come together, you know, and then there's a sharing between above and below. And I see this, if I see this, I also go back to the Crystal Cathedral or Crystal Palace in Atlantis. So people with having the same visions, having the same purpose in life, that are coming together to create and co-create together. So and there's a progress in it. There's a progress that goes on stabilized, but very slow, having the patience, working with it, and everything comes to fruition for you. So, well, guys, this is it for this week. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful time. And I see you next time. Bye-bye.